Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
To understand Kody Brown's crisis, we need to look back at who he used to be. In the early seasons of Sister Wives, Kody was a man with a mission. He firmly believed that plural marriage was not just a lifestyle, it was a religious calling. He radiated confidence, and despite his immaturity and controlling tendencies, he had a magnetic charm. Kody's identity revolved around being the patriarch of a large family, living according to his faith and spiritual values, managing multiple households while believing he was being fair and just, playing the role of provider, protector, and leader. He found validation in being the center of this complex family dynamic. Having multiple wives made him feel important and empowered. Each wife played a role in propping up this identity. He wasn't just a husband, he was the husband. But as cracks formed in the relationships, the identity he built around these roles began to disintegrate. Christine's exit was the first blow. Kody's unraveling began when Christine, the third wife and the most openly joyful in early seasons, walked away. Her departure wasn't just a marital failure, it was a full-on spiritual and emotional rejection of the lifestyle and the man at the center of it. Christine didn't just leave Kody. She left the idea that he was a good leader. She left the notion that his vision of polygamy was workable. And most importantly, she rejected the version of him he most wanted to be, a man all his wives respected and adored. Christine's departure challenged Kody's entire worldview. His reaction wasn't grief so much as rage. He lashed out, not only at Christine but at the other wives, the family structure, and even the audience. His anger stemmed from more than heartbreak. It was the beginning of his identity collapse. The domino effect, Mary and Janelle follow suit. Once Christine left, Mary and Janelle began to reevaluate their place in Kody's life, and in his vision of a united plural family. Mary, who had long felt emotionally abandoned, finally admitted that their relationship was little more than a legal memory. She stopped chasing Kody's affection and started building a life independent of him. Janelle, once considered the logical wife, stunned viewers by drawing emotional boundaries and stating clearly that she was no longer in a marriage. Her choice to walk away showed that even the most pragmatic and loyal of Kody's wives had reached her limit. Each wife's departure wasn't just a marital decision. It was a vote of no confidence in Kody as a leader, partner, and spiritual head. For a man whose ego was tied to being the alpha male in a plural household, this was a fatal blow. Kody's identity crisis, the signs are clear. As the dust settled, Kody was left with only Robyn, the wife he had once favored, protected, and prioritized above the others. But even this relationship hasn't been spared the effects of his internal breakdown. Some of the most alarming signs of Kody's identity crisis include 1. Unpredictable mood swings. Kody's demeanor on screen has changed drastically. He shifts from laughing manically to screaming at his wives and children. His emotional regulation is non-existent. This is a classic symptom of someone in crisis. 2. Paranoia and victim complex. Kody frequently claims that his wives and kids are plotting against him or don't respect him. He talks about betrayal and abandonment, as if he's the true victim, not the man who neglected and emotionally distanced himself from multiple partners. 3. Loss of faith and spiritual disorientation. Kody was once deeply religious. His polygamy was based on spiritual beliefs. Now, he rarely speaks of God, prayer, or spiritual leadership. Instead, he focuses on fairness, control, and self-pity. It's as if his belief system no longer comforts or guides him. 4. Physical transformation. Kody's appearance has also changed, from his hairstyle to his body language. He no longer carries himself with the confidence he once had. He seems perpetually slumped, defeated, or overcompensating with forced cheerfulness. 5. Inconsistent messaging. He constantly contradicts himself. One minute, he blames Christine for the family's demise. The next, he says he wants peace. He says he wants monogamy, then reminisces about plural love. This lack of clarity signals a man unsure of what he even wants anymore. The impact on Robyn Brown. At first, it seemed Robyn was the winner in the family breakup. She still had Kody. She still had the legal marriage. She had the house, the kids, and the husband who always put her first. But as Kody spirals deeper into confusion and despair, Robyn's position is becoming more fragile than ever. 1. Robyn feels trapped. Robyn never wanted to be in a monogamous marriage. She said so repeatedly. Her belief in plural marriage was real. But now, she's stuck with a man who isn't the charismatic leader she married. He's bitter, emotionally unavailable, and angry. 2. Emotional burden. With the other wives gone, Robyn is now Kody's only emotional outlet. He vents to her constantly, and she's visibly overwhelmed. She didn't sign up to be his therapist or his punching bag, but that's what she's become. 3. Their children are affected. Robyn's kids, especially Aurora and Brianna, are witnessing Kody's emotional instability firsthand. They used to have a larger family unit and multiple maternal figures. Now, they live in a house filled with tension and grief. 4. No more good guy act. Robyn used to paint Kody as a good man misunderstood by others. But lately, even she can't hide his flaws. In recent interviews, she's admitted to being scared, disappointed, and confused. This vulnerability shows that even Robyn no longer sees him as her rock. Kody's desperate search for relevance. Kody isn't just suffering privately, he's making public gestures in an attempt to reclaim his relevance. From awkward interviews to erratic behavior on Cameo, he's clinging to any form of validation. He wants the world to see him as misunderstood, a family man betrayed by disloyal wives. But most fans see through the act. His reputation has shifted from quirky patriarch to unhinged narcissist. His desire to control the narrative only exposes how much he's lost control internally. Can Robyn save their marriage? Many viewers wonder, will Robyn stay? Can she fix what's broken? The reality is, this marriage may already be beyond saving. Robyn might love Kody, but she can't fix an identity crisis he refuses to admit. And if Kody doesn't rebuild himself, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, Robyn will be left married to a shadow of the man she chose. Moreover, their once unified front is crumbling. Robyn may eventually come to realize that her loyalty is costing her peace, her happiness, and perhaps her children's well-being. The future of Kody and Robyn, 3 possible scenarios. As Kody continues to flounder, the future of his relationship with Robyn remains uncertain. Here are 3 possible paths. Scenario 1, a quiet divorce. Robyn may eventually reach a breaking point. If Kody continues to spiral, she could decide to separate quietly, especially to protect her kids from the toxicity. Scenario 2, public therapy and redemption arc. TLC might step in to offer Kody and Robyn a healing season, focused on therapy, introspection, and rebuilding. This would appeal to viewers, but only if Kody genuinely participates and changes. Scenario 3, downward spiral and isolation. The worst-case scenario is that Kody refuses help, isolates further, and becomes more erratic. This could result in public scandals, more broken relationships with his children, and even complete estrangement. Conclusion: the collapse of a self-made man. Kody Brown's identity crisis isn't just a personal problem, it's a tragedy that has upended an entire family. His refusal to reflect, take accountability, or grow has led to the collapse of not just his marriages, but of his own sense of self. What's left is a man clinging to past glories, blaming everyone but himself, and taking his last wife down with him. As fans watch this painful unraveling unfold, one question lingers: can Kody Brown reinvent himself, or is this the end of the man we once knew? Only time will tell. But if Kody doesn't find himself soon, he risks losing everything, including Robyn, the last person still trying to believe in him. When Sister Wives premiered in 2010, Kody Brown came across as charismatic, confident, and eager to prove that polygamy could be functional, even joyful. With his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and later, Robyn, he marketed himself as a progressive polygamist who championed emotional openness and fairness in a non-traditional family model. But as seasons passed, that image began to disintegrate. Fans noticed favoritism, emotionally immature reactions to conflict, and an inability to meet the needs of all 4 wives. By the time COVID-19 rocked the Brown family's foundation, cracks in Kody's persona turned into full-blown fractures. Kody's identity had been wrapped in being the provider, the husband to all, the spiritual leader. When 3 of his 4 wives walked away, Christine first, followed by Janelle and then Mary, Kody didn't just lose relationships. He lost his entire identity. What remained was a man without a mission, caught between the past and a future he never anticipated. The signs of Kody's identity crisis. Kody's unraveling has been plain to see, especially for those who followed sister wives closely. His emotional outbursts, aggressive behavior, erratic leadership, and contradictory statements reveal a man deeply uncertain about who he is. Here are some unmistakable signs. 1. Emotional whiplash and public rage. In seasons 17 and 18, Kody's tone took a dark turn. He lashed out at Christine for leaving, then turned cold and distant with Janelle, and finally gave Mary an indifferent dismissal. He claimed to feel betrayed, yet often acted like he was the one rejecting them. This constant emotional flip-flopping shows that Kody is no longer grounded in any consistent value system. His past identity as the glue that held the family together is gone. All that's left is anger and blame. 2. Contradictions about monogamy. For years, Kody advocated for plural marriage as a spiritual calling. But now, he's preaching monogamy with Robyn, a massive reversal that contradicts his foundational beliefs. Is he abandoning polygamy for Robyn? Or clinging to her because she's the only one left? His recent statements suggest confusion rather than conviction. He doesn't appear to truly believe in monogamy either, he just no longer knows what he believes in. 3. Loss of control and leadership. Kody once prided himself on being the patriarch who led the family. But recent episodes show his leadership completely collapsing. The wives stopped listening. The children, especially Garrison, Gabriel, and Dawn, grew distant or resentful. And even Robyn, once compliant and adoring, seems increasingly cautious around him. Leadership was at the core of Kody's identity. Without followers, he is a leader in name only, a role that no longer fits. Kody's core crisis: who is he without his wives? Kody's identity crisis can be boiled down to one unsettling truth: he doesn't know who he is without the polygamous family structure. For over 2 decades, Kody was a husband to multiple women and a father to nearly 20 kids. His identity was built on being needed, emotionally, spiritually, financially. The departure of Christine, Janelle, and Mary forced Kody to confront his worst fear: being irrelevant. In reality, his entire self-worth was bound up in how others saw him. Now that those people have walked away, and many of his children are estranged, Kody is adrift. His attempts to reinvent himself as a monogamous husband to Robyn have backfired, revealing just how hollow his foundation has become. Robyn Brown, the last one left standing, but for how long? Robyn once believed she was Kody's soulmate. She joined the family in 2010, quickly became his legal wife, and often enjoyed more of his time and affection. But being the last wife hasn't brought her peace. Instead, it's brought scrutiny, resentment, and, increasingly, disappointment. 1. Robyn is watching Kody fall apart. In recent episodes, Robyn seems tense and weary. She has expressed sadness about the family's dissolution and appears unsure of her future. It's clear that Robyn didn't want to win Kody this way. She wanted the plural family, not a broken man struggling to stay afloat. Kody's emotional volatility is now spilling into their once stable relationship. Robyn is no longer protected from his anger. She now faces the same mood swings, blame games, and spiritual confusion that drove his other wives away. 2. She's becoming his emotional dumping ground. With no other wives left, Kody has turned to Robyn for all his emotional needs. But Robyn didn't sign up to be Kody's therapist. She's voiced that she's overwhelmed and doesn't know how to fix what's broken. This one-sided dynamic is unhealthy. If Robyn becomes more caretaker than partner, their marriage may erode just like the others. 3. Robyn might be rethinking everything. There are subtle signs that Robyn is reconsidering her role. She's no longer enthusiastically defending Kody in every conversation. In fact, she's been more critical, more reflective, and more sorrowful. If Kody's identity continues to collapse, and he